It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me, and they were right. It's been a week. Hi, Mike.
Hi. How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm fine, I guess, but I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous, and just all kinds of feelings because, as you can see, we have a brand new pretty face.
Well, not everybody can see him yet.
Well, okay, fair enough. Oh yeah, there's audio people still. God,
People are our main people, John. Come
those
on.
dinosaurs, our OG quote unquote, is that what we call them? Like the sadists and masochists around the world. Well, I guess for the people who can't see them, come on, it's the future. We have a guest today, Mr. Chris Knight. Oh, applause, round of applause.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
say hello to the people.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you guys doing? I am Chris Knight, the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, the most hardest working man on YouTube, and also the dangerous man on YouTube. So that's besides the point. I have a lot of titles.
Most hardest?
Yes, most hardest.
You're getting the grammar hammer right off the bat, sir.
Exactly, dude. No, you don't understand. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said the mostest hardest.
There we go. Nailed it. You have recovered.
I am the hardest working man on YouTube, and I am also the most dangerous man on YouTube.
And
Trust
it'll be
me.
perfect. First try.
Yeah, sure. I could care less about editing. Most of my videos I do in one shot now but the bad thing is you get like 3/4 of the way through and you say the wrong thing. You sit there stammering for 30 seconds. You're like, God!
Can't wait for this to come back to me in 8 years.
No. I stop the record. What do? I delete it and start from the beginning. And I'm a one-shot trick pony type guy.
One-shot trick. I like
They
it.
hit this thing called editing and
Yeah, but I don't have that time to edit. I will do it if I have to, and there's some projects that I'm working on that are completely based off of editing. Yeah.
Well, that's a nice little segue into, I guess, so everybody knows, when you talk out of your butt, like me and Mike do on a weekly basis.
All the time.
What is it that you do, sir?
Well, pop culture, music reviews, mostly right now music reviews. I did, of course, a reaction on Bill and Ted Face the Music like everybody else in the world did, because it was kind of nice to have a movie trailer release again. I do live streams with various different types of ways. Like one is an interview style. Another is like a Royal Rumble, but everybody talks and gets their turn to say what they have to say about different topics. We call that the Weekly Rumble. I do the weekly wrap up where I tell everybody about what I do or what I did this week, and then I have people come on and we just talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about type stuff. I got a lot of different things. I'm also considered a stream whore. I'm slightly better than a $3 stream hooker.
Nice.
But I am a stream whore. That means I get paid at least $3.01. That's why I'm better than the $3 stream hooker.
Got it. It's important to have your standards.
It is. I did get asked once to go to $3, and I said no, I can't do that. And they offered me $3 and a shilling, and I said okay, fine.
Oh, nothing like a shiny shekel. So I guess a little history. You and I first met on, I believe it was Mary Mayhem's Shenanigans stream.
Actually, I want to say it was before that. Did you come on once on an invitation to her? And maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. I can't remember. Have you ever been on her
karaoke one?
Karaoke? Have you? You were?
Yeah, I can't remember if I was on.
Yeah,
with you.
Yes, you were. Because
Okay,
I remember that. And I think we caused issues then too. I just remember the shenanigans. We were really giving her a fit. I was like,
it's funny because that was the first time I've seen Mary lose her shit.
Oh, dude.
And it was really, really fucking funny.
She does it to me. She's used to it from me, but I think having like literally two of me kind of was like, she's like, oh crap, what did I do?
I really do want to put up that clip eventually where she lost it, because we were talking about.
Did you get the clip?
I think I sent it to her. I hope she got it. We were like in between games because she does kind of like an improv show, and she had to run away for personal matters for a second, and so we were vamping, and somehow we got on the topic of the Blues Brothers and Sister Act.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we just kept talking about it, and she's just like, guys, just shut up. And we moved to the next thing, and then like
we were supposed to be moving on to the next thing immediately, but we got stuck on this, and everybody else led us, and we're like, well, hey, you were gone. And that's when I always say that's the types of things that bring in Dolphin Mary.
Oh God. Oh yeah, when she starts to either giggle uncontrollably or
Yes.
scream her ass off. And then apparently she got a bunch of super chats about the Blues Brothers, and the greatest quote ever: why the fuck am I getting super chats about the fucking Blues Brothers?
We tried to explain it to her, and she didn't like that. So
Wasn't having it. Was not having it.
Was from me too.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's perfect.
The trifecta was born that night. So ever since, you and I kind of had a nice little camaraderie there, and then then I believe you asked me on to what was it? Was it the Weekly Rumble, or was it?
I had you on the Weekly Rumble first. I think you might have been on Name That Tune before that.
I think so,
because I think you were on Name That Tune the very next night, actually.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And then I think it was either that next Thursday or the Thursday after that I had you on the Weekly Rumble. I think I've had you on there twice. We've had you on. I think we've had you on the Chaotic Conversation once, maybe. I know we've had you on the Chaos List and
wrap up. I think a weekly wrap up.
Yeah, you've jumped on that before, and I was going to talk to you about maybe coming on to the Rule of Three on a Sunday sometime, but.
Yeah, we'll have to see, because I got comic chats on Sunday, and they take up 3 hours of my day.
No, he's on that too. He's on.
Oh.
We do it early, and we only do about an hour. So.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you can blame this guy for having to stare at my ugly mug now, because I felt bad with Michael. Michael's been trying to get us to do face cam for a while, and I kept saying no, just to kind of get us off on the right foot first, before everybody had to stare at fucking all of this. So then after I was like on 5 fucking streams in 2 weeks, I'm like, yeah, I'd be kind of a hypocrite not to do it for our own show.
It's like Milli Vanilli said, blame it on the Chris.
I remember that remix very fondly.
I know.
They also did not sing that one either.
No, they did. No, that was dubbed too. And I always tell people that, you blame it on me because it's always a Christostrophe. So.
Oh Christ, on a bike.
So all I gathered from all of that shit right there was it's your fault that John is so tired when he comes on this show now.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Probably, but I don't get him out there on these days.
This is true, and you are a nice man, and don't do them so freaking late like other people have to, because people live on the East Coast and change times. And
I hate. We're both Central Time, so a lot of the
shut up.
Yeah, I mean, everything revolves around us, and we know this.
Absolutely.
We understand this, and it just takes time for other people to realize it, but they come around to it eventually, or we just tell them to. What was that?
I was like, they come around.
Oh yeah, but
Jinx, you owe me a purple hand job.
It looks like you're doing fine on your own.
So I guess we need to quit stroking our egos, because they're already big enough. Michael, I heard that you had some topics for us, potentially.
What the fuck?
I'm excited.
I'm waiting.
What topics do I have?
I don't know. I thought you were all excited before we started.
Put me on the spot. No, I didn't have nothing. You were
Oh.
like, everything happened this week, and I was just like, the fuck happened? Because I've been way too busy.
All right, well, fuck both of you then. How about this? Can I tell you? Damn it.
No.
All right, well, I'm head about. I rewatched.
We did fuck up last week. Well, I should say I fucked up last week. Because you gave me the open for the Bill and Ted thing, and
You did. I tried to Segoo you twice,
passed it.
Oh,
and he was not having it. Well, I guess. I mean, I guess you two could probably go off on that because you said you did a video or something on it, and I know Mike's a huge fan. I haven't seen those movies in a billion years, so I don't have a lot of talking points on it.
well, I mean, there's not much to talk about on those movies. I mean, they're generic, just fun movies. They're not, you know, what's going on in the. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike.
Oh no, I was gonna say it seems as they're going ahead now with a third like the third one coming out. It's just like they're getting goofier every other one, kind of like Hot Tub Time Machine did.
Yeah.
The second one was a lot more goofier than the first. And the same thing with the original Bill and Ted's. The second one was a lot more goofier.
Well,
More goofier? Come on, guys, you're both killing me.
The second one, originally titled Bill and Ted Go to Hell.
Yeah.
They just didn't want it to be the same movie because there was a talk about going back to the historical figure side of things, like where Napoleon, I guess at the end was going to be like the bad guy. He had like taken over hell or something.
Yeah.
Or heaven. So I can't remember, but it basically just came down to what would happen if Bill and Ted were killed by themselves. And then in turn, in order to come back to save the day, they had to defeat death. And how would you defeat death?
Yeah.
Well, these two guys, of course, are going to say, we get to pick, we're going to pick a game. We're going to pick a board game. And, you know, that's kind of, it was just, and then this one, I don't know a ton about it, except for I know that Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves both had talked about this like 3 years after the second one. And they've been working on it with multiple writers, but it's always been intended. It's just when it got to the point, and by this time now they've kind of incorporated their lives. How funny would it be? Bill and Ted are 50. They still haven't written this song that they were supposed to write. And if you watch the trailer, funny part is, you know, 20 years ago, you played this concert in front of thousands and thousands of fans.
Yeah.
Last Tuesday, you played at the Barstow Community Center at, you know, in front of 40 people who were mostly there for Dollar Taco Night. It's like, you know, so the premise of it is going to be pretty simple. I mean, it always is. Whatever's going on around them isn't really a part of it.
Right.
You know, nobody really cared if they passed their exam. It was more about the journey with them and during the movie. It was just funny to watch that.
So just kind of embracing the goofy.
Yeah. And then the second one, I mean, I don't know.
I still that fucking bunny from the second one gives me creeps.
It's a completely different movie. Yeah, the crazy bunny, man. That was a creepy thing. It kind of reminds me of the bunny they use in Donnie Darko.
Oh Christ, no, thank you.
Just weird. Yeah, sorry. John's gonna have nightmares now.
Yes, I am. I'm curious. This is kind of a stupid question. I don't know if you guys know anything about it because I you know, the iconic phone booth time machine essentially. Does that have anything to do with the idea like the police phone box from Doctor Who? Is that why they did that, or why
People
did they
speculate about that? But I don't think they've ever actually said that. I think I'm trying to remember. Originally, it was supposed to be in a van
down by the river?
Yeah, it's supposed to be in a van, and since the first one came out a few years after Back to the Future, they said no, we don't want to do that because that's too much of a for that. And I think when it came down to it, it needed to be something simplistic and something that was relatively current to the time period, which at that point in time, we still had payphones and things like that. But yeah, I don't think it absolutely had to do with that. I've never heard it. People speculate on it, though.
Yeah, I'm just a massive nerd, and I was just always curious.
No, I mean, it makes sense that they would do it for that, but I don't think they did because actually when that came out, the first one I think was what, 80, 86, 87?
God, it really was that long ago, wasn't it?
During the downtime of Doctor Who, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think that was like right after the fourth, fifth Doctor, sixth Doctor, something like. it was right there at that time. And back then, Doctor Who was not a prevalent series here in the States. If you didn't watch PBS with Masterpiece Theater and the gourmet, the Frugal Gourmet and Julia Childs, and those people, you didn't know Doctor Who. I mean, I was raised on PBS on different things, Sesame Street, things like that, so I knew of Doctor Who when I was a kid. But I don't think it was prevalent.
Huh?
Yeah, better believe it. But I don't think that it was prevalent enough to actually nod that direction.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it looks like I haven't seen anything really bad about it. I'm one of those people. I'm a bit of a pessimist when it comes to remakes and all that stuff because I just watched like Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and I'm a huge.
Did you finish it?
I still haven't finished it. I can't bring.
Shut up, then.
I can't bring myself to do it. I can't bring myself to do it.
What was it?
The Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I got like an hour in, and Hannah and I had to turn it off because we ended up watching Mallrats instead.
I love the timeline of that group of movies, but I think we talked about this on one of the streams recently, John, just not as a topic, just you and I kind of bantered about it for a second. That I'm in agreement with you. Things like Clerks 2 was nowhere near the first one, of course. And Jay and Silent Bob, why I didn't necessarily hate the movie, it's not their quality of those movies have gone down. There's only so long you can do it. Basically, they had really good premise for Clerks. They did it really good, jumping to something different that didn't look the same, but still was tied to the same universe with Mallrats. Then came Chasing Amy, which was a completely different movie from the other two.
I love that fucking movie.
But
I like that one too. Yeah.
But still was a part of the same universe, so therefore it was really cool. And then when they jumped to Dogma, again, completely different, but still tied. And so just those nods sometimes. And then the best thing about Jay and Silent Bob is the first part of it literally is go fuck, motherfuck.
Yeah. You're like once you hear that song the first time, it's never.
Oh no! You see, when I DJ at parties and stuff, I actually use that as the intro to Morris Day and the Times, Jungle Love. I do that because it's like, what is that? Man, that's just the mad note written by God herself, and that's those lines that you catch. And if you've seen the other movies, you're like, because most
love
people
you,
would hear
Morissette.
Most people would hear God himself, but when it's God herself because they show you God's Alanis Morissette. No, I do that, and right when he's telling the kid, man, that's just the man. Then Morris Day comes in, and boom, boom, all that stuff, and it works really well. And actually, I might have a mix of it somewhere that I did, but I normally do it live. So
with his View Askew universe, it just should have ended with Clerks 2. Like they did a decent ending for it with that movie. It should have just stopped.
Yeah, but they had Mallrats 2 thought out like even before Clerks 2. I heard the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I haven't been able to bring myself to watch.
It's just strange because
they tried to do what they did with Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back with it, but
you could tell they didn't have there's no way they had the budget though, man. It's like because it was so weird to watch Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which I love. I think that film is great. The production budget, it looks really good. It just looks good. This one looked really cheap. There were scenes where I
Saban Entertainment, whatever.
Using the Power Ranger cameras from the 90s, I guess. Because it was just weird because there were some scenes where it felt like they were literally just shooting.
That's the thing right now.
Sets felt cheap. Sets felt cheap. It was really strange. It was neat to see them, but then, they had Mark Hamill in Strike Back.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I'm been kind of wishy-washy about all the reboots and stuff and sequels because I just watched. Oh man. So I watched the first Jumanji 4 or 5 days ago.
The original Jumanji.
The original Robin Williams.
Other people will say first Jumanji is The Rock.
Yeah, well, then they're bad people.
Yeah.
So parents need to parent
Generational, babe.
fucking film is great. It's totally still holds up. A lot of the CGI is a little wonky. I forgot how much
The worst part of that movie,
Uh,
ultimately, with CGI was the monkeys.
I 100% agree. So then, of course, I was like, because I remember watching the Rock's Welcome to the Jungle Jumanji a few years back in the theater, and I enjoyed it. I was like, oh wow, that was, it was really clever. Oh, the game thing was fun. It was kind of neat to do something different. A lot of nice throwbacks and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. So I bought it. We watched it at home. I was like, yeah, I think that was pretty. Yeah, I think that's still good. It's fine. It's really funny. And then we watched the OG, and I go, let's watch it again, because I'm starting to think it might not be very good. Because I guess before I move into Welcome to the Jungle, it's kind of more. Hannah and I started to get into the brass tacks of Jumanji, and I'm curious if you guys have any knowledge, because I don't know the last time you guys have seen it. But so,
the second Jumanji,
the original Jumanji.
Oh, the original. Okay, what about it?
So we had some questions which don't really get answered, and I'm really curious. So like, because this is all going to be prevalent when I talk about Welcome to the Jungle. So Alan and Sam start the game with their two pieces, and Alan gets sucked in, right? She doesn't finish the game, but so technically, how does that work? Does he still get his turn, or does she just get to keep rolling?
She has to roll until he's released, because that was the point. That the other person has to roll until, I can't remember what the actual term that the bubble said, but
until
5 or 8.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and so she would just have to continue to go, and that. Okay. I mean, now.
So she technically could have finished the game without even bringing him back, and then it would all reset anyway.
Yes.
So then, since he's stuck in there, the game continues, and then the other two kids join.
Right.
So,
which if he would have rolled, it would have closed out the game, so no one else could have joined anyways.
Exactly. So I like that premise too. Yeah. It was something that we didn't notice. Well, because since she didn't roll again, because the bat scared her out, it left the game open.
Yes.
So that's interesting to me. So it proves that it's Alan and Sam's game. They started it, and then the other players join in. So then the kids join in, and we're doing all the stuff. I'm really curious about the mechanic. If one of them dies, like legitimately dies, doesn't get sucked into the game or anything, they die.
They lose.
Does the whole game end, or does like their piece dissolve, or does it, or do they just not roll anymore?
Well, you see, that's not. Are you talking about the newer movies or the original?
Old one? I'm just going with the old one.
So that isn't going to actually be. And here's the thing: the original movie does a very good job of following the basic premise of the book, even though it doesn't technically have anything to do with the book, because the book, I think it's just a brother and sister, which is why they have the two kids in there in the movie. But they don't really touch on that, but the thought process would be is if one does die, that just means that the game continues to go, because you have to get to the end and you have to say Jumanji for the game to end. Those are the rules. So theoretically, if they were to be killed by, let's say, the lion or something, my thought process would be the way it shows it in the movie is once somebody gets to the end and says Jumanji, it all reverts back to what it was before the game started. So it is just a sheer happenstance of the game.
Yeah. So then we just kind of went down the rabbit hole of, okay, so most likely that means they just don't roll anymore, and it would just be the 3 going, and then say everyone dies. I would assume the game would just end.
That is not something that is.
I was always curious about it.
Not a,
because if they all die and nobody calls
into account.
Yeah, so I was kind of always curious because I was like, I don't really hate that the movie doesn't show us, because I felt like that's something we could found out in a future film.
Oh, your robot, John.
Well, so I was sitting back am thinking about that because I was like, oh, okay.
I'm looking at see if I can find a full set of rules on Jumanji.
Because there's that first film and they win, everything goes back to normal. And it's because since it's Alan and Sam's game, they all go back to when they started it. So back in time and all that.
Which kind of also doesn't make sense. If it was their game and then the other two joined in, it would be all for their game.
Yeah, which was kind of strange because then the kids don't remember them.
Right.
So
And
there's
the
an
parents are still
actual
alive. The
game
kids' parents are
here.
still alive and all that shit.
Yeah, which obviously the kids couldn't remember them because they wouldn't have been fucking born. So maybe that's why that works. I don't know. So then,
There's a lot of rules
oh shit.
in the game.
Well, there's an actual
To
Jumanji
win,
board
be the
game.
first to reach the game board center by exact count and call out Jumanji. There are 2 ways in which to reach the game board center. On your turn by die, on a fellow player's turn by exact number count after moving ahead on a danger card. Important, if the die or card number is less than the spaces you need to reach the center, move your pawn to the number of spaces shown. However, if the die or card number is more than the spaces you need to reach the center, keep your pawn where it is. If it's your turn, follow the directions for the space you're on. More than one player can reach the game board center on the same turn, but the winner is the one who yells Jumanji first, so pay attention. Don't forget, if the Doomsday grid fills up before a player reaches the game board center, the Ungle has overwhelmed you, and all players lose. You must play the game again until somebody wins. So what I would assume then by their game rules on their official site here, what that means is if everybody were to die, that they would materialize again with their pieces back at the start, and they have to play.
That would be interesting
Because
you could go 2 ways with it because you have to assume that because really nothing horrible happens to the world at the beginning with Alan and Sam because it's just
it's just minor because it's like 2 rolls.
Yeah. So then if they all died, you could go one of 2 ways. Either they do materialize and restart, or the game continues until somebody else picks up the die and then takes over, maybe?
Perhaps.
Maybe.
But it only has 4 players. So when the kids come in on it and there's 4 people there, that's it. Nobody else can come on. So therefore, they would have to play.
You get a hybrid of it, maybe? Maybe it's kind of like the new ones where they get 3 lives.
Well, I see. Here's the difference, and I can explain that too. One is actual gameplay on the board game,
right? And
in our world, which is meaning that Jumanji actually becomes part entwined in our world. So it's a dimensional thing. The Jumanji they're playing is actually Jumanji sucking them in, and you're in Jumanji.
Right.
So therefore, it's 2 different things. So 2 different rule sets, I think. Plus, they're using the terminology of video game play. So, but I would say it's pretty much the same thing. If everybody were to lose their 3 lives, that boom, you come back. But that's not the way they explain it, because they tell you that the one guy could, But the thing is that we know, and the best thing about the second movie is we do know that this kid has met Alan.
Yeah, because he's living in Alan's place.
Yeah.
Well, no. He met him in the game. And now and but the thing is we have to figure out how, and I think that's or they know. Oh no. I think they find the place where they stay.
Yes.
His name's in there. That's what it is.
Yeah, because I was like, he never met it.
No.
It says Alan Parrish was here.
Yeah.
Which is when I almost had a fucking conniption fit last night watching it.
Why?
Well, okay, so here's my thing. Again, this is another movie that I enjoyed in theaters, enjoyed the ride, and then watched the OG, and then I got into that rabbit hole of questions about the first one, and I go, these were all things that would have been really, really fucking interesting to delve into in a future film. You could have brought in some new rule things, maybe seen how things operate. Maybe have two people get sucked in, and we saw a duality between what's going on in the real world versus what they're dealing with in the board. And I go, oh, the new movie didn't fucking none of that. It literally just recreated the first one and gave it a different premise. And so that was already disappointing. So that was already disappointing. And the way I was telling people, the way I'm describing it right now is because I almost essentially hate it. But I said it was another one of those moments where I go, if they would have called it anything else, I think the movie would have been pretty good. I'm like, it's a decent cliche Dwayne The Rock Johnson action film, but one of the most disappointing additions to a franchise is what I would consider it.
Still better.
I think what they were helped. Oh, go ahead, Mike. What'd you say, Mike?
That's still better than Hobbs and Shaw.
Knobs and Shaw?
I didn't mind Hobbs and Shaw.
I'm a big like Fast and Furious follower of them.
Yeah,
so.
but that takes place even past Fast and Furious 9.
Does
it's been established that it was supposed to come out after 9, but 9 had so many production problems, and then COVID now and all that brought up first because it was done pretty much, and it takes place in 2024, I think. You have to look it up. Yeah, but it's actually out of place. Well, a lot of them are out of place in their timeline.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Well, it does actually.
So.
It shows his death. It shows what's his name? The guy they're going up against. Oh God.
Black Superman.
Black Superman.
Idris Elba's character. Yeah. It shows. It does show his dossier at one point. At which point it shows the date of his death. And then in the movie they explain it's been 7 years, and so when you add those two, you know that it's actually like 2024. And that has been confirmed by multiple sources now.
Yeah, I feel bad because we did a cast on Hobbs and Shaw because Mike's like, you really got to watch it, man. I'm a Chris fan, so I'm like, if he's telling me he doesn't like the schlocky action film, I was like, oh man, I watched it. I'm not kidding you. I called him a few times. I was actually pissed off that I was watching it because it got so bad. You
see, I didn't mind it, but then again, there's some things that I think there's no context for, such as when they first meet again, they're like, oh, no way, I'm not working with this guy. It's like, wait, didn't we resolve this problem at the end of 8? Weren't you guys kind of buddy by the end because you realized
I don't think were. It was more
it was a respect there though, but they weren't that at odds with each other though. So it just to throw it basically it reverted their relationship backwards to the beginning of 8 already, and it's like my biggest thing on it was the characters do not act like the fucking characters that we've seen in previous movies already. They reconstructed the character development of those two. And then The Rock went from this fucking like butch America guy to I'm from Samoa. Let's go see my family.
Well, essentially, he did what they do with Jason Momoa. Instead of being his character, he was just the fucking Rock. Like he came in and he was Dwayne Johnson, and I was
and intro to that movie. Well, the intro to Statham and The Rock's character. It's like I can see that is what The Rock literally does in the morning. Yeah, for real. They just followed him around.
Yeah. And it's funny because I love how you guys talk about the characters and stuff. Because I've seen Fast 5 and that's about it. I've seen and the original. Like
it gets a little
goofy.
Well, no, the whole series is getting a little like
crazy.
Yeah,
Resident Evil almost.
When I watch them redirect a freaking torpedo,
how dare you? That was
on ice.
How dare you? That was magical.
It was magical. It was so magical. It was fake.
That it doesn't make sense. No, it's just like that fucking Hobbs and Shaw was so nonsensical. It hurt my soul. Like it was like really poorly edited and like even like it felt like they were phoning it in towards the end because I'm like,
oh, they were because it's like how many times do we have to have this big like fight scene between the three of them? It's like. Yeah. We get it. The guy can take a punch. The guy can calculate your punch, and he's stronger and faster.
He's Black Superman.
We don't need to be doing this 3 times in a movie.
So that's where I actually had problems with Jumanji. Welcome to the Jungle. Was there were moments, and this is a problem with a lot of fucking films lately, and it's driving me insane. they will fucking screw up their own lore or like kill their like progression of the film or character arcs and stuff for the sake of a fucking one-liner joke that means absolute anus. And I go,
True.
why? Don't write for the joke. Let the joke happen. Because like, I was sitting there like, because I was fine with like the setup. I hate the fact that it turned into a video game. I'm like, okay, I get it. Nobody likes board games. It's like, okay, just spit on the OG. It's fine. And then,
Well, I have an answer to why they do that.
Well-
And I read up on it before this even came out. Of course, the first time I heard it, they said, "Oh, it's going to be a reboot." And of course, you and I both agree with the reboot. It's if that term comes up while you're coming up with a movie, stop.
Yep.
Just stop.
Either literally be your own thing, because it's like fuck you reboot. Because if don't have a scene with them telling me about Alan Parrish if it's a reboot.
Okay, well, wait.
Be your own film.
The reason why, and then they went and they said this is more of a sequel, but more its own movie with a nod. The reason is they originally, when they started writing the idea for the second one, they did have Robin Williams in mind to come back. And with his death, as tragic as that was, they just weren't sure how to approach it. And I read up on this long before it even came out. They were just trying to figure out, what do we do? Do we try to actually play off of the first movie and come into the second movie? Or do we really just try to make something completely different with a slight nod to the first movie? And they went with the second because they were like, well, if we do it where it's a video game, that's one, more in tune with today. But two, we can say that we'll prove that he was in Jumanji. So a little bit more. They just really had a tough time figuring out how to, one, connect the two without stomping all over Robin Williams. Kind of the same stuff I hear about Aladdin, which
Fuck that movie.
What?
Fuck that movie. I just got forced to watch the Aladdin.
Oh, is that on? Yeah, I watched it, and I don't think Will Smith did a horrible job, but it's a tough thing to do. One, I don't like the fact that it's live action. What's the fucking point? But he was asked to do something, and with what they asked him to do, I think he did as good as he could do. He didn't play Robin Williams, but he kind of gave the genie his own thing, and that's okay. It's just the rest of the movie just really didn't play very well. Plus, if you're going to get Jafar, find somebody that actually scares the shit out of you.
That actually looks like
right.
Well, what's funny is I don't know if you guys watch HGTV or anything like that. I do, because I'm old. I mean, that's just how it is. There's a guy on there called David Bromstead, who does like My Lottery, Dream Home, and things like this. And the guy is a homosexual male, which doesn't make any difference, but he has that goatee, a jar, and he has a camera presence, and I'm pretty sure he can go butch enough to get it out. And I thought, when I first thought about it, I was like, man, he would be an awesome. Go look him up sometime, David Bromstead. Look at his face. You'd be like, holy crap, that's the guy that should have played Jafar. But Jumanji is a conundrum in and of itself because of what they had to deal with. Anytime we come up with something that plays off of Robin Williams, which I still hear they're going to finish up and edit and release Mrs. Doubtfire too. They had stuff in the can.
I just got to go with, then just don't do it. Because if you're going to make the film, that's fine. And you're like, okay, because really, the Alan Parrish thing is probably the only real guaranteed, like, oh, duh, dummy, remember the first film? All the other ones are just like part of the game.
Yeah.
Like, they're just rebooting it. So if they would have cut that out, I think that would have helped. And then you have the more my issue then turns into, you have a cliche setup. I love the fact that we have a diverse cast, but yet they're all stereotypical characters.
But I think that was kind of the point.
Yeah, which is easy. It's paint by numbers film. Hey, dummy, here's our setup, because they just want to get into the game.
Yeah.
And this is where I think the movie really shines. This is where I have zero complaints at all. And I think it's the only real strength of the film is the casting is spot fucking on. Like, I like all the kids. I think they are all good actors, too. And then for once, they finally figured out how to make The Rock and Kevin Hart funny again by making a film where they weren't able to be Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. They had to play these other characters. And I think they nailed it. Again, I think Jack Black is considered I would consider him one of the most underrated actors ever. He's fucking fantastic in everything he's in.
I mean, people don't realize until you start going back and looking at older movies how many different things he was in.
Enemy of the State and The Jackal, dude. People are like, what? It's
Well, I was just I'm finishing up season 3 of the X-Files, going through it all again. He plays in that. He plays an arcade guy there. He was in
Neverending Story 3.
Yeah, 2.
3.
Wait, I thought it was 2. Maybe it was 3. Yeah, he played one of the meanies or whatever. I forget. Yeah, I mean that was his first movie. Was that?
And he was in Biodome. And Tenacious D was in Biodome. I should say.
But still, I mean Jack Black is freaking amazing, and he is one of those guys that you got to give him credit. He plays what he plays. He does a very good job of it.
He's just really good. It's like, even if he has a bad movie, he's not bad in it. Kind of always reminds me of Denzel Washington, honestly, like, because he picks some bad movies sometimes, but he's never bad in it. And so, like, kudos to him. And I'm just a huge fan of Karen Gillian because I think not only is she super talented, but she's like super hot. I've loved her since Doctor Who as Amy Pond. So the acting and stuff is completely spot on, but then the way they treat the game, I cannot stand. So now we're talking about, let's work with the idea. The movie pretty much is telling us that they can't finish this game without everybody, and I think that's horseshit.
Do what now?
That nobody can actually win the game without all of them working together, at least at some point.
And I think they would have been much better off to play it this way, I think. I understand the point of having the video game. Fine. Have it where hold on just a second. I didn't see that. Sorry. I was telling my kid to do something. But they should have found a way to hybrid the game. Some sort of like, the video, instead of the little mystical bubble, have it like a video board in the middle. Yeah. And where they're playing it, and part of the deal is they all get sucked in at the same time, and they have to work together to get out. But after that, you could have made maybe a 45-minute to an hour part of it in the game, and then 15 minutes at the beginning setting up, 30 minutes at the end or so finishing the game, and then have it like the first one where parts of the game come back after them. They thought it was over. They come out of the game, okay, we're done. Wait, why is it still going? Or why? And then they could have something better.
Well, my whole deal is that it sets up its premise, and then it kind of just shits on it because the premise doesn't really work, because like they tried to do like the nod to like the riddles, like when they talked about the elephant, which ended up being really contrived and stupid at the end. It didn't actually make any sense. But I was saying you could have really tied that into like the levels. Like each level had a riddle, so then that was the point of the level. You had to find what the riddle meant inside. So you could have been able to win without everybody else, but you would have been better off with each other. And the reason I didn't realize this in the first time I watched it, because you're like, oh yeah, they're gonna have to work together, that makes sense. The fact that they can't see the map, they can't see anything on the map, but Jack Black's character can, I go, oh well, so this movie's already broken. To read a map efficiently versus not being able to fucking see it.
I don't like the premise that they basically said that there is a map within the game. Like I said, I always imagined the way that the first movie shows Jumanji is as it takes over the house and the town and stuff like that. Jumanji is untamable. Therefore, there is no map. There is no boundary of Jumanji, but Jumanji can come into this world. Jumanji is in its own world, all of that at one time. So when they go in the game in the second one, they really shouldn't have played it with so many boundaries, literally. It should not have had a map. It should have been, well, how do we get through this? And that's why I say again, Once they go into Jumanji, the way Alan Parrish explains it is you don't understand when you're there.
Right.
It's you against the elements. And he thought that he was only going to be there for a short amount of time. And as time went on and the years went on, he had to adapt to live there.
Yep.
If they're stuck in the game, they can't come out because they win a game. That's not Jumanji. Jumanji is not that.
Well, I'm just saying,
so therefore
I can live with their premise because I mean it's what we got to deal with, and so instead of
Yeah, but,
rewriting
I mean,
writing, I'm just kind of more like, here are the huge issues in it. We're just like another moment with the like the Ruby Roundhouse shit. I'm like, so she's this big badass, and then we have this stupid scene at the show. Well, and also fuck the margarita machine. What the hell are we doing? I wanted to die, and then
we go to make margaritas.
I fucking wanted to die. I was like,
it made no sense for kids. It is a kids movie. I'm sorry.
It's so silly.
It's like, why are we putting that in there? Okay, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
So then we get to the shed, and this is like after a scene where we just watched The Rock kick the shit out of like 10 people hand to hand in a crowded place, and we've seen like Ruby Roundhouse like kick somebody off a fucking motorcycle and all this crazy stuff. So we get to the shed. There's 2 fucking guards. And we wasted like fucking 15 minutes making the fucking dance fighting joke. And I'm like, what she was doing is not dance fighting. It's like Brazilian jiu-jitsu is not doing a tango and kicking someone in the face. So I was like, that was all dumb. And then
but you're just, you know what? The way she moves though.
I'm not unhappy about the scene. I'm not unhappy about the scene. I just thought it was really fucking stupid to waste so much time on it.
I can agree with that.
If you're not happy with scenes in this movie, you're not gonna like how the third.
Oh, I totally don't intend to watch the next one.
Yeah, I kind of have to. It's like a train wreck.
They kind of cheapened out too with the ending of it, so it's just like really.
And now I'll just, for the sake of it, just so we're not talking about this because for a billion years, because I could talk about this all day.
Yeah.
I fucking can't stand the ending. The ending makes no sense because after the first movie, we went back and the kids don't remember anything. And you know, so everything changes or whatever. This one, it was like the kids.
Well, actually, no, they remember.
No.
The two that Alan and Sam both do.
Yeah, but the other 2 don't.
Actually,
because they obviously don't exist.
No, that's true. No, I remember because when they go to them later on,
because
they don't understand what's going on.
Parents.
Yeah.
Yes. Christmas party or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So then with this one, I'm like, okay, I can maybe get around it because, you know, it's like, oh, they went back in time, so the kids didn't exist. So how could they have the memories?
Exactly.
Sure, whatever. But then we don't hold any of that because, one, the time passing stuff. I was like, what day did they come back out? Because they went in on Friday for detention. They were in that for at least a day and a half in the game, like game time wise. So that had to have been like a week then. You know, it's like, so they just came back to exactly the same time they left, which was fucking stupid. And then,
but that's I think that's kind of the whole point is that Jumanji, once the game starts, time stops.
Yeah. Well, no, it didn't stop because,
it doesn't stop for the people playing the game, but for everything else, it stops, I think.
Because Alex
it basically is creating an alternate universe. Right?
Yeah. Again, I think it's very dimensional.
God damn it! You did it! I didn't know how you were gonna do it, but you did it.
Dimensional. It's very dimensional and alternate.
Well, so then we have the main 4 kids. Remember?
Yes.
But don't forget, Seaplane comes back out, and it was his game. He started it. Yeah. So he now remembers as well. So now we have all of them, and then we have to assume then we went back in time and everything was different for Alex. Apparently, so it was a big cop-out ending that I could not stand.
There's a few inaccuracies with their own. But you said it yourself though. In today's movies, they don't pay attention to the details, and that's when it comes out. You know, the term "kiss" comes out. Keep it simple, stupid. Because if you keep it simple, you can keep your ideas right on track. Back to the Future. As tricky as it gets at times, never loses facts that if you change one thing, it's going to change something else.
Right.
And they always do a really good job of that. Like when he takes the when Biff takes the almanac, what happens? They go back to 1985 and everything has changed because now Biff had the advantage of knowing all this stuff and became rich. Da, 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 da. They did a really good job of that. Plus, they did a really good job of telling you be right at that place no matter what time it is. So if I leave from my seat right now and I go 20 years in the future, I might be underground. I might be in the same building. I may not be in the same building. I might be underwater. And that was kind of one of the cool things it really did say is you don't know because you don't know what's there from this point on.
Yeah. I just like, and this is something that has to stop with fucking screenplays.
Oh, sure, it's got to, but when?
If there is any, like out here, there's a trope that's happened in pretty much every reboot film, especially sci-fi and fantasy shit right now. Please, every screenplay writer, if you're listening, fucking hell, just because you point out that something is stupid in your film does not make it any less stupid. So don't write it. Come up with something else. You have only what your imagination gives you. For fuck's sake.
They think it's funny to point out that they're being stupid, you know.
Oh, you know how this, and this doesn't make sense? That's fine, because I know it doesn't make sense. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Like, just because I point out that I smell like shit does not change the fact that I smell like shit. Like, I'm gonna throw it out there.
No,
but again, I love the actors. There's seriously some of the best acting I've seen. I enjoy it.
They had lightning in a bottle. They could have made something really special and focused on some different things. And I agree with you. Different name, different generic premise.
They could have done just like they did for the one with Dax Shepard. What was that?
Oh, Zathura. Exactly. That fucking film is so great.
Space, you know,
I that's when I think people forget even fucking exists.
Yeah.
Good film.
Is that? I can't remember because I think that was a book much like Jumanji was, and almost the same thing. I have to go back and look, but I think it was there was a series of books that were like that, and I don't know if they're all by the same author or whatnot, but that was like the futuristic version of Jumanji.
Yeah,
and no, the movie was
I forgot how good it was.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that one.
Because you literally could have just called it Welcome to the Jungle, and then that was the name of the game, and it would have been fine.
Well, you could have put Jumanji on the game cartridge and just not even mentioned it. Just have it on there as an Easter egg.
Because then the second you show the board, it hurt my soul. Because it's like you're like, oh, you remember this really cool thing that was on? Yeah, fuck it, it's lame. Video game. And I'm like, Jesus. And they literally do it right in front of you. And I go, man, I didn't realize how blatant that was.
Is that as bad as the lightsaber toss in the last
It's on par with that.
It's up there, yeah, but I don't think anything can ever outdo a lightsaber throw over the quarter. I was literally in the theater going, wait,
what?
I was like, what is happening?
I will say that with the lightsaber toss at the very beginning, after you go a whole movie making us think we're going to see
and waiting for
Luke Skywalker. Ooh. And then at the very end, you show him for 5 seconds. And then we wait another 2 years. And the first thing he does is flip it over his back. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I supposed to laugh at this? Wait.
Well, and that's the problem. They're wanting laughs, and Star Wars was never about
I don't think that was more for a laugh. I think that was more for like a fuck you. This is my movie type thing from Rian Johnson.
Well, I 100%. I think Rian
I don't
Johnson
disagree with that, but I think that a lot of it was played towards laughs, like the whole Poe talking to Admiral Hux before
your mama joke.
Yeah, it's like, why do we need? Because Star Wars never wrote jokes in. It just found it funny. Laugh it up, fuzzball. Can somebody move this walking carpet out of my way? That wasn't written.
Yeah.
With the idea
with
of
a laugh track behind it.
Yeah,
you know?
It was written with seriousness to how she felt in the moment, but you found it funny as a viewer. And that's different because The Last Jedi, one of the problems I have with it is the forced comic side on it. It's always about the comedy. And it's like, wait, this isn't about comedy. Like, for instance, you know, the parts where they're doing the mind meld or whatever, when they're seeing each other. I didn't dislike that. But the shirt thing, when she
Yep.
says, "Can you please put a shirt on?" It's like, can we just not worry about that? Did we have to? Did we have to even bring this up? Even if he doesn't have a shirt on, who gives a shit? Just keep on with the scene. We didn't have to throw that in there.
Of course, Chris. Because when I think Adam Driver, I think sex symbol.
Okay, well,
I think Divorce Day, right? And from the marriage thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch that all the way.
Don't get me on Star Wars. I'll fucking want to hang the news.
Yeah,
it's awful.
But I think part of the problem is there's a lot of context missing for why Luke Skywalker is the way he is.
Mm-hmm.
If you had done a movie like Rogue One before they did any of the Star Wars, do Rogue One in the order they should have done was Rogue One, then do one that fits after Return of the Jedi to show why our characters are where they're at in The Force Awakens.
If anybody ever tries to tell me that the sequel trilogy is good, I only tell them two things, and then I don't have the conversation anymore because you can't have conversations with people who think that the sequel trilogy is great. I say two things. One,
I love already. By the way,
I love the fact that the saga and all the Skywalkers are dead. And a Palpatine steals the Skywalker
that's just on
name.
par with how it's got to be.
Yeah. And then I go, we took all this time to bring all these characters back, and not once is there a scene, not even a scene, where Luke, Han, and Leia are even in the same fucking room together. No, it is absurd.
That was the thing. That's why I said that we needed context and needed a movie. If you had explained it somewhere in another movie by itself with those characters all together, maybe, I'm not even saying it's a definite, maybe the next movies make sense, because I don't even call it a trilogy. It was not a trilogy. A trilogy has binding, has attendants that connect, and it's very tight here. You can see from one to the next. This one, no, there's nothing that connects The Force Awakens to The Last Jedi, and there's nothing that connects The Last Jedi to The Rise of Skywalker, and that's how a trilogy works.
Yep.
When you watch A New Hope, which I don't even call it A New Hope, it's still Star Wars to me. If you watch Star Wars and then you go to The Empire Strikes Back, it's very clear that we're still on this same path, that things, the crawl gives us the full thing. Even with the crawl in the new trilogy, it doesn't connect it to it. It's like,
didn't they not even have a crawl in The Last Jedi?
Oh no, they did.
They did. It's Rogue One or was it Solo? It was either Rogue One or it was Solo that didn't have it.
No, Solo has it and Rogue One does not.
No, Solo doesn't. It's just a title card.
No, I thought it did. No, it does. Yeah, it does, because it talks about the mining and stuff.
I mean, guys, come on. Disney's gonna put out the Luke Skywalker story, and that's gonna fill in the blanks for everybody.
I'm gonna die. Don't ever do that. That'll hurt my face.
Mark Hamill's gonna come back.
I don't know how much you guys care about breakfast, but Aunt Jemima got canceled, so that's cool.
I saw that. I'm not. I mean, I think that goes down a bad place, though.
I'm a Mrs. Butterworth, so
dude.
Racist.
Uncle Ben is next.
Of course, you go for the white stuff.
Uncle Ben is next.
The syrup makes the bottle.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Does it matter?
Why? God, I don't even know if this.
I'm just worried about Tony the Tiger, guys. Like, let's be honest.
Well, you gotta wonder how far does this go? We got. Listen, you could change all of these figures and stuff. It doesn't change what the history of people are. You can change every name of every project that makes people feel like it's degrading and stuff. It doesn't change the fact that those things happened. And you can't, God, I'm not even going to say what I want to say because I'm afraid people will take it the wrong way. So I'm not going to say that. It doesn't change your history. And telling somebody that, listen, nobody thinks Aunt Jemima now is about what they're saying.
Right.
Nobody thinks that anymore. It's either you like it or you like Mrs. Butterworth or Log Cabin. Nobody thinks about when they go to the store, oh, I'm going to get that because wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I know what that says.
Like, I'm not getting Log Cabin because it doesn't have them fucking birthing hips like Mrs. Butterworth.
Exactly. You see, nobody thinks about that. It's syrup. here's the truth of the matter. 90% of the time, this syrup is made in one factory and sent out to the other factories to be distributed in their container.
And let's be real. Can we just fight the real menace here when it comes to maple syrup? Fuck Canada.
Yeah, it's all their fault.
I'm sorry.
You know what's
I'm
funny
sorry,
is that
hockey sucks.
maple syrup isn't even really maple syrup anymore. It hardly has any maple syrup.
Sugar molasses.
It is. But no, I saw that, and
it's a slippery slope.
They're losing sight. And I will say this.
Yeah.
The people who are doing this are losing sight of what the real problem is. And I'm not trying to tell them it's all in vain. That's not the point. The point is fine. We understand what you're trying to get done, but why are you going after a product that it doesn't mean anything?
That you obviously weren't thinking about.
Was somebody actually going after it, or did because
no? Well, they did it, but they did it only because they didn't want to wait.
Right.
Well, now's the perfect time to do. If it's something that's pissed you off, now's the perfect time to try and go for it because everybody's fucking caving. Except Domino's. Fucking shout out to Domino's. Not giving a fuck. Love it. I fucking love it.
I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, and across the state in St. Louis, Missouri, they're trying to take down a statue of George Washington.
Who?
Yes.
The guy on the dollar bill?
Yes, that guy. And I just think it's like, people, let's focus on the future and not the past. And I've heard older people, older black people for that matter, go like, that's not what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about something that's been there since I was a baby. Yeah. I'm worried about forward.
Yeah. I understand the sentiment, and I'm gonna kind of agree with you with that. I think the main issue here is between branding and you're seeing it with movies now being censored or pulled or altered, and I thought people are so embarrassed or angry about the past. People are trying to actively rewrite it or completely try and pretend it never happened. And I think that is the most detrimental thing you can do to society, because everybody always says about the past where it's, you're doomed to repeat it or whatever if you don't know about it. And I go, well, it doesn't matter. We seem to repeat it regardless because it's just apparently in our nature. True. But the problem really is that if you don't know what worked and didn't work, good fucking luck moving to the future, because it's like you're just going to create all the same problems again because you didn't learn from anything. And I think it's such a naive thing to just want to gloss over. So it's like saying it's almost like, I don't know, somebody's saying you're sorry and you'd like go off and change your name and people don't know anything about you. And now you're like, oh, I have a clean slate. It's like, well, not really. Like everything you've chosen to do got you to this place. And I don't know. It's really strange.
It worked for Robert Downey Jr. He did so much bad shit and clean slate now.
True.
Iron Man.
He did go to prison and he did reform and stuff.
That doesn't people don't give two shits anymore.
Yeah.
I think that my biggest problem with the protest isn't what it's about. It's about I think that they need to be, every time somebody gets shot, every time an African American in their own neighborhood gets shot, or not even African American, a black person, because not everybody's from Africa, right? That's just a terminology we use. I think that anybody who's unjustly murdered in their own neighborhoods, they should have protests there and say, where are the people to speak out against this violence? Because if we're not focusing on our own violence on our own people, then we have to show by example what we mean to ourselves. We mean more to ourselves than just senseless violence.
Yeah, I get all that. It's more. I'd hate to see people lose sight, because I understand like worrying about like history and statues and stuff that the public like we do, but going after like a mascot or something weird like Uncle Ben's rice, like we don't need to kind of stuff. And to be completely honest, I know you're going to have to go in a few minutes, so I don't want to go down this rabbit hole of the topic because it's not enough time. So in that case, I can make it much, much worse. I found out because then somebody made a joke. They're like, "Oh God, no. as long as they don't cancel Honey, we're good." Honey, and I go,
like, well, bee honey.
Well, I'm assuming that's what she said, but I wasn't paying attention. I was like, what did Jessica Alba do? And then I forgot that movie existed. And then I remembered that movie existed. And then I go, why does that movie exist? does anybody remember Honey?
Was that Jessica Alba? I thought that was J.
Fuck yes, it was Jessica Alba.
Somebody remembered it.
Because she was dancing in it and she had the midriff. She was showing her tummy.
It's like, what the hell? It's like, where did that come from? Hey, look, you can get Jumanji in travel size. I just noticed.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I actually enjoyed watching the old one so much. I might fucking nerd out and see if I can find like the collector's edition, the one that actually looks like the actual game.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I would want one.
I can send you a link to that, I think.
Oh, my nerd boner. My nerd donor.
I got to apologize to anybody listening to in playback because I've been having cutouts every so often. So that's weird.
Yeah, you're weird. Like, we're talking, I don't know if it's the same for you, but like your voice fades in. Like,
no.
It's almost like there's a delay when we're talking to you.
I think it's because both of my kids are on 2 separate PlayStations right now playing online, and then everything else going on, and God knows what my in-laws are fucking doing on the internet.
Between you two, all I'm getting is that children are the worst.
Yeah. That happens. I know. What the hell?
I know that children suck because I used to be one.
A Jumanji game board replica scale 1-to-1, $648.66.
I can see it.
Well, I'm gonna have to start giving blood and working the quarters again. Fucking hell.
I mean, that's more than the fucking PS5.
The Jumanji collector board game replica, $129.99.
So guys, okay, so we can work with that. Then, what do you guys think of the designs of the fucking 2 new consoles, or do you not care? Because I saw your little PC Master Race tower there.
Actually, I got both. I got 360. I got a PS3. I got a PS2. I got an Xbox.
Fucking brag about it, Moneybags. Damn.
No, dude, I buy them like years after, and I buy the used ones. I'm like,
same.
And I fix them up myself when things go wrong. I'm like, figure this out. I got the Xbox One. I got the PS4. I don't have the fancy, Xbox S class Star Cruiser thing.
Xbox XS or Xbox
whatever it is. But
Scorpio.
But I they're all right. I think everybody's oohs and ahs and not practicality, because when we get it and we put it up on our stand, we're going to notice, oh God, now I got to move everything around because it doesn't fit in this perfect spot that my PS4 fit in, or it doesn't fit in the perfect spot my Xbox One fit in. And it's like I think they're just there to toy with us and our how we set things up. Because they're like, you know what, dude? If we make it look like this, it's totally different from the last one we made. So when they try to replace the 4, they're going to have to put it in the place where the 4 is, but it won't fit. So that's going to make them change where their cable box is, or their internet router is, or their TV, and they'll have to move it all around. It's going to take them like 5 hours, even just to get to play on the thing.
Does your head get really hot from wearing all that tinfoil, or like,
no?
I'm pretty sure they have
IKEA.
So I have to buy a new entertainment stand every year.
I keep ice underneath the tinfoil hat. It helps. No, I just kind of wonder if they don't do that. There's people like me who pull out of the box, put it down on the carpet, and say, let's go.
Don't pull out of the box. Well, actually do that, because that's how you don't get kids. Always pull out of the box, boys.
Yeah, I should have learned about that with my ex-wife. That's how it works.
The X series, my X series wife.
Is that a game console that takes everything from you and leaves you just
To be fair, it's a lot of microtransactions. It really kind of skims away at my soul year after year after year. Honestly, I gotta say the PS5. it looks cool for about 2 seconds, and then you realize, no, it looks really fucking stupid. And you're like, those little corner collars, those are breaking off so fast. Like you're gonna chip one of those off.
Yep.
But I do have to argue, I think the Xbox is getting a little too much hate. It's really simple. It's just black, and
it's a square
fucking rectangle.
but it looks like a subwoofer. You could just put it on the side. You wouldn't even notice it. And people are like, it's really big. It's like, it's really big. I'm like, go fucking tell that to a PC player, dude, who has a tower that's like triple the size of that fucking thing.
Yeah,
I would go
putting it in your living room to make it look nice, like the Xbox One S. White.
So you're buying an Xbox so you can decorate your home. I think your priorities might be a little off.
Out there, I want it to fucking look decent, so it doesn't look like this giant blob fucking on my.
You guys are children of the 80s, and you're not even remembering what it was like when you guys were born. In 86.
All right, I'm sorry. What was your Atari controller like? The size of a bus?
You had to have this massive thing that was like 20 feet wide, 6 feet high, and you had to have all your crap put in different boxes that didn't even match up, and you had like 500 miles of cords. And you know what? You didn't give a crap, because if it fit in there and you didn't see all the cords and it all worked, you were happy.
Yeah, but as a kid, I don't give a shit what anything looked like. But
that's what you should be like now.
I have to worry about it.
Don't act like your woman lets you have those things out and where people actually see it.
Does.
Wow, you're lucky.
Also, can I say that both consoles are racist because one's black and one's white? I think it's shitty.
It's fine. You know what? Then they should both be gray.
Gray blobs for everyone.
Green. Make them green.
I will make the argument for the Xbox is because the reason why I'm telling myself.
Here you go.
If it's that large and in charge, I'm hoping it's because they put a bunch of important shit in it that's going to make it, because the rumors are it's going to be able to render like 4K in real time at like 120 frames per second. I'm like, that is fucking, I mean, it's still not a PC, but goddamn, it's close.
That's so what close. We're going for here, though. Sony and Microsoft are both basically just trying to switch people over to the PCs. Eventually, your Xbox is just going to be called your Xbox game computer.
Yeah.
And your PS5, your PS20 or whatever it is going to be the PlayStation, gaming computer. And that's what it's going to.
I hope so.
It will be that.
I think it should be that.
Which is fine. And I don't know why they don't just call it that now and go that route full bore, because here's the thing. I built this thing. Mm-hmm. And I built it for gaming specs and for video and sound design and all that stuff. And I see the memes that say, oh, well, you're just stupid because you spent this much money on it. And I only spend $500 on my Xbox. Dude, but every time they're giving you more, they're giving you more and more, and they're making you spend more and more until eventually they're going to have you spending the $3,000 or whatever on a gaming computer. And that's what they're trying. They're really trying to merge all. The only thing by this game, because they don't give a fuck, is Nintendo, because Nintendo has found that niche market of, we're still going to play very playable games that you will play over and over again, and we're going to port in the games you love, and we don't care because we're not a computer company. We have nothing to do with computers.
They're a consumer company.
Exactly.
They know what they're doing, and it's like, I'll still make the argument. I think the Nintendo Switch is a fucking perfect console.
love the Nintendo Switch.
I think it's a perfect console.
But I'm telling you that PlayStation and Microsoft have both started going down this road, because they're not trying to appeal to the PC gamer. They're trying to get the game console gamer to the PC. I just can't see, because every time they keep saying, in fact, I want to say that the Xbox S series was even coined as a gaming computer.
I think so.
Sure, but my whole thing would be, I think they should get to a point where it looks big and blocky like that, and it's the last console I'll ever buy. And they're like, well, what do you mean? Oh, easy. I think the next upgrade, instead of a new style, it's going to be the new RAM cards and the new CPUs, and you can just pop the case off and put it in the new shit.
And that's the thing. If you can find a very user-friendly way of teaching Joe Blow, who doesn't know about computers, and really it's not that hard.
Shout out to Joe Blow, by the way.
What?
Shout out to Joe Blow.
Exactly.
I love your gum.
Exactly. It's not difficult to do it from a computer, but if you can make it very user friendly, 2 clips, dink, dink, pull out, pop in, done. And maybe then all you're doing is it's like a new game, maybe $120 for a new RAM card or something like that. And this is going to bring your gaming experience up to this level now, or this is the new processor. And maybe every 6 to 7 years you give them a new motherboard release or something.
Yep, right.
And it makes sense because now, and I don't mean to help the big companies and stuff, but then what you're doing is you're nickel and diming people, but in a way that they don't see it. And it's still, but I'm not replacing the console. That's what people will see. Because the one thing that drives me nuts is every 3 to 8 years, we're getting a new console. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why can't I play, PS2 and to me was still one of the best consoles ever because I could play my PS1 stuff on it. And there was nothing that said I couldn't play this game or this game. Only these games can go to it. Yeah. Everything played on there. Right. And then PS3 came out, and the first PS3, which I got one, plays all my PS2s, plays all my PS1s, and PS3. And then they said, well, wait a minute, we don't want to do that. So they cut it out of the next gen version of that.
Which doesn't make no fucking sense.
No, it didn't make sense.
Oh, yeah.
So all I'm saying is if they didn't go to like a gaming computer thing, and even if they do, they need to put it in there, the program that just says, I don't care what game you have from Xbox 360 or Xbox, pop it in, and our system will play it. It will go back and revert to the Stone Ages and play your old ass game you absolutely love that we just thought was crap because we don't want to re-release it.
Or at least put it on your fucking online store for the love of Christ. Just emulate it.
And that's what I do love about like Xbox Game Pass and stuff. I can go back and I can get a lot of those games, and now I don't have to switch out the damn discs every time. Yeah. That's fine, but we have to understand, even if it was an obscure game that nobody wanted to play, put it up there for $2. Somebody's going to spend $2 on it, and you'll make money because it doesn't take anything to store it there. You own that space, doesn't cost you anything. But somebody pays you $2 for it, great.
So what I hear is that you're just a company shill. That's what I took from all that. Well, Chris, I know I want to end on that so everybody knows that you're a big shiller for all the major 500 companies.
I have no clue what you're talking about here.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm Chris Knight.
I have. Wait a minute. I gotta make. Oh, here we go. I have no clue what you're talking about, sir.
Sir, I'm going to make double down on this. I'm going to make double down on this right now. But speaking of shilling,
I don't understand what you mean by any of that.
I know you got to get going. So speaking of shilling, would you like to tell the people where what the fuck? Would you like to tell the people where they can find you, how, and presumably how often?
All the time on The Real Review 3000 on YouTube. That's youtube.com/The Real Review 3000. You can find me on
Stream Whore.
Yes, exactly. That's actually my website. I'm sorry. No, actually, I do have a website. It's chaoscentral.com. We also have Chaos Central on YouTube. It's easier just to look on YouTube for it. Yes, that's with a K for KC, where I'm from. And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I think. Well, I'm on Discord, but I don't really use it. So yeah.
When's your OnlyFans gonna start?
I don't know, but I'll have
anticipation.
Some special
sets.
Yes, I'll have some.
We can hook you up with someone that knows how to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, exactly. No, and then I also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/TRR3K. That's 4 letters and a number.
It's because you grew up on Sesame Street. Nailed it.
Yes, I can count.
Look at that.
And everybody asks me, he says, well, wait a minute, TRR3K and The Real Review 3000, is that like something to do with Mystery Science Theater? You know, originally kind of was full on, but you know, the more I look at it, maybe if I could figure out a way to do maybe for the website or something, like do videos like that with just people talking over and doing that.
Fun.
That would be fun, I think.
I love that shit.
Yeah, so maybe if I get to that, I'll invite you guys and we can just make fun of things like Jumanji.
I'll send you my Aquaman one. My girlfriend and I
love that. I don't know what is it with people in Aquaman, man. It's like I watched it. I was like, it's all right, but it's my God, really.
It's really bad.
What the hell are people up like so
It's so-
high
it's
on
so
this?
bad.
Is
so bad.
DC movies this bad now that we look at this and we're like, "Ooh, this is great."
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, the
I
short
agree
answer
with
is
you.
absolutely
I agree
yes.
with you. You and me though, you and I though are on a very same level with DC, CW, and all of that crap because
Hey man,
Man.
Batwoman is the best.
Yeah, how dare you?
Best written show on TV, man.
But somebody, Chris is still supporting the patriarchy. I don't know if anybody knew that, but anyway, sir, I appreciate you coming on. Been trying to get you on for a few weeks now. Glad you finally
anytime,
did it.
guys. Just let me know when. Normally, I work on Wednesdays, so
Oh, big boy job. Congratulations.
yeah.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, pretty much that's what me and Michael are gonna keep doing probably.
Right.
But we'll let you have your leave. You enjoy the rest of your day, sir, and
Thank you
can't
very
wait
much.
to talk to you again.
Take it
Thanks
easy,
for
guys.
coming on.
Thank you for having me on.
All right,
Later,
later.
sir.
Peace.
And we'll just stare at him for a minute, and there he goes. All right.
Dude, I don't know
Well,
what the fuck is up with my audio today. I think it's because I was having those internet connections I was telling you about on Sunday.
it's, you know,
I
you
think
always got an excuse.
somebody cut my fucking internet
What
for the third time
do you
at the
like?
street.
Why do you think you have like a conspiracy theory that everybody's just out to get you?
Because they are. I don't even talk to people. I'm so introverted that it's like,
I don't talk to anyone, even though I do a stream like with 2 other people every week.
I don't talk to real people. I just talk to my computer.
Wow, get fucked, me. Shout out to not being a real person. Apparently, I'm an NPC. Awesome.
I mean, you deserved it.
Oh, that's fine. I don't have feelings. It's
Dedicate
fine.
more time to me, John. I need time. I
Aw.
need the
Come
shit.
on. Come on.
I can't even
You can do it.
word it. 'Cause
You want attention, affection.
Can I have both, please? Both. I'll take 2. No. Okay. Fuck off. Bye. No.
Oh man, don't you fucking dare.
What?
I'm so sick of people sending me to the Phantom Zone. stealing that from the other comic chat stream I do
I
sometimes.
can send you to the Phantom Zone on here, but then apparently you have to add yourself back, which is weird.
Yeah, and then I think it'll rename me and then it'll fucking dox me and that'll be awesome. So here's some news. I'm surprised. Well, granted, I mean, how would you possibly ever be able to talk with me and Chris in a room?
I'm surprised.
There was a trailer that came out for a horror film, potential new horror film.
Potentially new.
I don't know, because I mean, nowadays I don't know if it'll get even put in a theater or canceled or fucking who even knows. Have you seen it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which one? You'd have to fucking say the name of it, John.
I don't want to though. I feel like it's a spoiler.
Okay, then.
I feel like it would be one that you would care about. If I said the name Zoom, would that mean anything to you?
The program we're using right now.
Damn it! I meant like the Flash Zoom, like the bad guy and the cool voice.
Okay, sure.
Do you remember who did the voice for Zoom?
Zoom was also the Tim Allen movie, right?
Oh my God, that hero! Oh,
Yeah.
like the even shittier version of Fantastic Four. Actually, to be fair, it was probably better than Fantastic Four.
There's also a movie in I don't remember what
The
was.
kid could like inflate and got all fat and stuff.
There's been multiple movies with Zoom as the title actually. So humor me. I don't know what you're talking about. Which movie you're talking about? It's a horror movie
Yeet.
that's coming out, or is
They dropped a trailer and it was a really fucking cool trailer.
okay?
But apparently there's leaks about it, and apparently it could potentially be complete ass booty.
Okay.
Candyman.
Oh yeah. That trailer's been out. The first trailer for it anyway dropped a while ago.
Well, I just saw one where they're like paper shadow people with marionette thingies.
Okay.
It was really fucking cool.
The guy taking up the mantle of Candyman is the bad Manta from Aquaman.
Bad Manta. Okay.
And
Him and his fucking goofy ass forehead.
He also played the in Watchmen, the Watchmen series.
Oh, the TV show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that missed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't be arsed to check that out. Yeah, the trailer was pretty cool. I don't know if I give a shit about the film or anything, but I thought the trailer itself was really neat. I hadn't seen something like that in a while. I thought it was cool.
Well, I know Tony Todd is coming back for it. I don't know how much of a role he's.
Is that like a
got in it.
superhero or
What? What are you talking about?
like Peter Park? Like Bruce Banner? Tony Todd?
Tony Todd, yes. The
Never heard of him.
original actor, dude.
Oh, you mean that guy? Voice of Zoom?
Yeah, Zoom. Gotcha. Ah,
I'm
wondering where you're
hell,
going
man.
with Zoom.
Where are you?
I'm gonna turn my gain down. Can you still hear me good?
Sadly, yes.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, but
What
yes.
was up with it when he was on then?
Yeah, see, it's doing it again. Yeah, it starts to fade in and out for some reason. It's like because we'll hear you, but it's like really low, and then if we let you talk for like a second or two, then you come into full volume. It was really weird.
That's really weird. It's gotta be my internet. Okay.
But it happens all the time. I don't know. It's whenever we have a third person, I've noticed it with you.
Okay.
It's very strange.
Maybe it's because I'm hosting everybody.
Maybe
Because you keep going in and out for me.
you might have three.
Zoom.
Well, fuck you.
So
I'm starting to think it might just be that Zoom sucks. Let's just
maybe
throw that
there's
out there.
too many fucking people using it right now.
God, no shit.
Okay, so what about the movie? Did you?
Oh, I don't know shit about it. I don't know shit about it. I just saw the trailer.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool trailer. At least the first one I saw was pretty cool. They're just going to try and phase the one guy into the new Candyman label, instead of Tony Todd. But he's supposed to be in the movie, so I'm not sure for how long. I'd say they're gonna kill him off, but they can't really kill him off. He's already
dead.
It can't be as bad as the remake from or reboot or whatever they want to call it. No,
You're gonna say Child's Play, aren't you?
no. I
aren't
was
ya?
gonna say Nightmare on Elm Street, because in that one they turned him into a child rapist instead of just a child killer.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, no. I think the one you're looking at is the one that there's like, yeah, the Candyman teaser 2020 just came out. It's like 2 hours ago.
Okay. Yeah.
It is completely different. It is super cool. It did like this weird like I don't know if anybody's big gamers or anything, but like there's this game called Limbo. It was like a 2D side scroller, shadowy kind of creepy game.
Mm-hmm.
And it had that kind of aesthetic to it. It was really neat. I hadn't seen anything like that before. There's like no people in it. It's like a weird like marionette show with backlighting 2D stuff. I don't give a shit about the movie because I almost feel like the trailer was like way more artistic and cool than anything the movie was gonna do. So I kind of feel bad, but feels bad, man. But it looked cool. I gotta throw that out there. I don't give a shit about the film. So good luck to horror people. I hope it makes you happy. But
There's
I can't be fucked.
one that comes out tomorrow, which is today for some of you people, maybe. Or
What do you mean, you people?
You people. With Kevin Bacon in it, which is
Dude, I love breakfast.
my pick. My movie that I end up watching this weekend, most likely.
Ooh.
It's You Should Have Left, and it has Kevin Bacon, Amanda Seyfried. I don't know exactly. I just saw like a quick little teaser for it on the Twitter, and I'm like, I don't want to see any more. I just want to watch the fucking movie.
No, it looked cool. No, yeah, you showed it to me or whatever, and yeah, it looks pretty dope.
Yeah. So that's my horror thing. That's my slashery.
God
So,
damn it,
Uh,
bringing that back, huh?
Do you want to play a game, John?
My butthole just puckered up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking I had other shit to talk about. I really don't. I did get I bought Treasure Planet the other day. on
Okay.
Blu-ray. I'm very excited to watch that. I remember not particularly liking it in theater. Not so much because it was, one, I was a kid, but not because I didn't like it. It was because of how I saw it, and I was really pissed off about it.
Okay.
I was like, I was probably like 10 or 11. Well, depending on when it came, I don't remember when it came out, but I wasn't in high school yet. I was still a kid.
Right.
And I was really fucking annoyed because oh no, I know exactly how I can time this. When the fuck? No, because I was thinking about it. I'm talking about the story. I'm like, how can I date this? I know exactly how. When the fuck?
Are you typing it in? When the fuck? When the fuck?
I know I actually kind of fucked myself up there for a second. I actually started doing that.
Well, in other news.
So 2002,
Mm-hmm.
Attack of the Clones came out,
Okay.
a Star Wars film. And my sister and I went to visit my dad. I believe it was in California. And we got to go do a movie. We were going to do a big family night and went to a movie. And Dad, we had never been to an IMAX. So we decided to go to our first IMAX film, my sister and I. And Dad was going to pay for it and all that. It was either Attack of the Clones, the newest Star Wars film at the time, or fucking Treasure Planet. And my sister got to pick. Guess what we fucking went and saw? We went and fucking saw Treasure Planet on IMAX for my first IMAX film, which, I mean, I get it. It could be pretty good because it is animated, so it would have been neat. But come on, man, when you're a fucking kid, Attack of the Clones would have been so fucking dope on IMAX. And I've been bitter pretty much ever since. And then I keep seeing the resurgence of everybody talking about Treasure Planet and how magnificent it was, and it was like really good. And I go, was it though? And I can't remember because I was just really fucking pissed off. And, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking buy it because I think the designs look cool, and I've seen some clips on YouTube. I'm like, I forgot how beautiful. And I like the Treasure Planet remakes that everybody does. Like Muppet Treasure Island is fucking fantastic. I love it. So I'm like, you know, that's 2 wins in the corner. Like, why not just fucking buy it? So I'm gonna buy it. So I bought it, and I'm hoping to watch it. Probably not tonight because apparently I have 500 other fucking things I gotta do. But hopefully I'll get to it tomorrow. But yeah, I'm really excited to watch that. That's my big fucking who cares moment for everybody. But yeah,
I've seen it. I think the animation for the time it came out was cool.
Mhm.
I just didn't get into it though.
It reminds me of the Anastasia shit where it had like
Yeah.
the 2D on top of this weird 3D world. And
Right.
and after watching Anastasia, I was kind of like, I really enjoyed that aesthetic, even though it's kind of wonky sometimes and doesn't quite feel right. I thought it was neat. And because it was so different than a lot of other stuff, I was like, why not give this one a try? And you know, it was only $8. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just get it.
There was one animation movie I just could not get into. It was Beowulf, when they tried to
it was Beowulf, where they did like the life. I don't know though, man. The Angelina Jolie succubus scene. Ooh.
It was just odd for me. I was just like, I can't get into it.
It was very Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
It was really Uncanny Valley. It kind of holds up though. I would recommend rewatching it. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
The story of Beowulf's always been kind of strange, but I'm like, it gets retold for a reason. I thought it was neat.
Didn't Gerard Butler do that one too? Or did he do a live action one? I don't recall.
That's a great question. I don't know.
I think he did. He did one of them. I'd
assume he did the voice. Fucking, he's doing everything. If he had to yell in a fighting movie, it was either him or Russell Crowe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything else. I'm supposed to be on a fucking stream later tonight. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Yeah. You're doing
what about you?
Late at night, right? I would say shout it out, but this is not coming.
It's not coming out until after. So, go to YouTube and see if you can find it. It's Name That Tune.
Name that tune. Which show is it? Is that the
It's it's for Hanstar, Hanstar. It's on his YouTube channel. Real nice guy. I was on a couple of panels with him. Real funny guy. Chris does pseudo host it. Han hosts while Chris DJs. It's essentially just name that tune. It's a fucking game show. They play it. We all buzz in, and then if you name it correctly, you get a point. If you don't, you get to go home and cry.
Yeah.
I usually go home and cry, but everybody's pretty funny. So I just go to hang out, to be completely honest, knowing I'm probably going to get my ass dominated, which, story of my life.
Nice to do those random shows too, is because then like you get more opportunity, at least as long as you're not just drowning your social life.
Yeah, right.
Which is just like what you and your girl, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't have a social life, so it's always funny.
Once I am able to record at nighttime in a better area, I'll probably try and jump on. I think a couple of the guys were asking me, or you asked me to try and come on one or something. I don't remember what it was.
Well, it was the Comic Chats thing. Is I do that Sundays now, and I'm trying to keep that pretty consistent. The only problem is that it's 3 hours long, which usually it doesn't faze me because I can just talk for fucking ever because like I'm just an asshole. But when it's on Sunday, Hannah has the weekends off, so it is kind of a bummer to get home in a pretty decent hour and have her here all day, and then I eat up 3 hours of that doing something else. And surprisingly, even after 12 years, I actually enjoy my time with her, which is kind of cool. So but I love talking to those guys too, because they three very differing opinions, and it's really interesting to see how they see stuff. And it's fun. And they got the culture thing too, and me being the little creamer in the coffee is pretty funny. And no, it's just really interesting. It's a lot of fun. But like I said, I mostly was hoping that since you and I have been together, we kind of have a same, not same like thinking, but like the same demeanor. And you're a big DC fan, so are they. So I figured you'd mesh in, and if you could give me like a week off from time to time and fill in for them, because I know they like it was curious. So that was me kind of trying to shill you out. What? They like having four on a panel, evens it out a little bit more. But they probably also like not having me there because they probably get to talk more. No, it's just easy when we're only talking about like 2 or 3 things. It's a lot easier to go into depth. Like when I was talking about Jumanji, like we're only talking about a series or like a thing. It's easier to get in depth, and I like the in depth stuff because it makes you think about what they could have done, what they did well, and makes you appreciate the shit that they do really well, and it makes you really fucking hate the stuff that they completely missed the mark on. So like I said, it can ruin films from time to time, but it is neat to have that moment and then go back and go, God damn, this film was, it's just awesome. Like watching Small Soldiers again was a lot of fun. Like even if the story's a little wonky, I was like, man, I forgot how good the toys looked. And
I've been watching nothing but a bunch of older stuff too lately.
Oh, it's been great.
Really caught up on a lot of the new stuff. Yesterday I wasn't feeling too fucking good. Like I just felt like shit, whole body and stuff, because I got the Rona or something. I don't know.
No, fair enough.
So I just sat down and started watching Impractical Jokers, and then Nick comes in the house. She's like, "You want to watch the movie?" And so we ended up buying the movie right off of Vudu or whatever, and just watched the fucking movie again, because I really enjoyed their movie in theaters and shit, and to get to watch it at home and to see if the comedic elements would still hit, still worked, and I was like, awesome, cool.
Isn't that great? And it's like, and it sucks because lately it has been kind of, and the only reason why I really get pissed off at things like Welcome to the Jungle or Black Panther and shit like that when I come out of the theater, it's like I feel like I got duped. I was like, fuck, they did exactly what they wanted to do, and I feel stupid now.
It's one reason I have yet to rewatch Parasite. I've purchased it, but I really loved it in theaters.
I heard it only gets better.
Okay.
I've heard it just
'Cause
constantly gets
Nick
better.
hasn't seen it yet, and I want to watch it with her,
Mhm.
but I don't want to watch it around the kids, of course. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not for kids.
I would recommend watching it alone first, because then that way, if you end up not quite liking it, you can have her reactions to make it a little bit better. That's like how I've done it with Hannah
Yeah.
from time to time. Because I'm like, okay, well, she did react to this part, so maybe this isn't quite as bad as I thought, and it kind of makes
Right.
me rethink things, which is kind of nice. It's one of my favorite things to do when I was going to the theater by myself, is I'd watch the film, go, I think I really like that, or I'm not sure I like that, and then I get to take Hannah the second time
Yeah.
if I found it was worth a second watch,
Right.
and then
You
see
did
her.
that with Endgame, right?
Yes,
With
yeah.
Spider-Man.
I did it with Endgame, Spider-Verse, and Greatest Showman.
Okay.
Where I went in and I like came out of Greatest Showman just fucking high as hell. I loved it. Like it was
Yeah.
so good. I was just like, this is
That was
incredible.
another one we just randomly purchased one night because we had nothing to do, and I didn't want
Film
to
is so
watch
good.
something else. So I was just like, honestly, what it came down to is I didn't want to get off the couch to come in.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
So
No,
I
that
just ended up buying it right there.
that film is so fucking good. But then it's like, then I did it with Spider-Verse. I did it with Joker.
Yeah.
Because it's nice to go, okay, I really, really like this point, this point, this point. If she reacts at those points, cool. Or like, I fucking could not stand this part, this part, this part, and
Right.
see how she reacts. And then if she doesn't react, I'm like, well, maybe I overthought it. If she does, then I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, good. I'm not crazy.
That's,
And when we came out of Endgame, before like three times in the theater for once, she was the one going, what happened? She cannot get over the Hulk storyline. She
okay. Yeah.
fucking is so pissed off about that. She's like, they just fucking killed him. I was like, what? She's like, they fucking just killed Hulk. He's not Hulk. He's Banner.
They neutered him basically.
No, they killed him. It's just Banner in Hulk's body.
Yeah.
Because they don't do any of the like he doesn't like it's just Banner.
Gosh.
You know, it's like Thor Ragnarok, you kind of had the little back and forth
Right.
essentially. But in Endgame, no, it's just Banner and his carcass. And it's like, yeah, I totally see why you're pissed off.
Especially after you see in Infinity War them going back and forth. Literally.
Exactly.
And you
Like they're
don't
actually
know.
having an inner
Right.
like inner
I'm
crisis.
curious if they're smart enough to try and go back and do some of that with the She-Hulk TV show,
Oh yeah.
because I heard that She-Hulk TV show. I mean, she has to get her powers from somewhere.
Yeah.
In the comics, it was from a blood transfusion from Bruce. So
Oh, they're not gonna do any of that shit. They have some like crazy ass lefty woke chick writing it.
they're gonna separate Hulk from Banner, and then they're gonna turn him into a girl.
I'm honestly at a point where I don't actually even think She-Hulk's gonna happen, and if it does, it's probably gonna get pushed a couple of years.
Oh yeah, a lot of these things are getting pushed right now, anyways.
Well, I mean, just in general, I don't think they're gonna see eye to eye on the way that they're gonna want to work with that. I'm like, if you can't make Hulk work, man, fucking good luck with She-Hulk. Like, fuck off. But yeah, don't get me on Endgame. I'll just fucking bitch about that again.
But no, with the whole movie shit, that's one of the reasons I have yet to rewatch Parasite. I'm kind of worried that it's not gonna be at my bar like I had it set in my head before. And same thing with Invisible Man. I want to rewatch that at home to see if it still holds up, because I really love that movie as like the thriller part for it, and how they adapted the Invisible Man story, even though they've adapted it like thousands
50 billion times. Yeah.
Because they did it with Hollow Man, was basically the Invisible Man.
Also Kevin Bacon.
Then they did Hollow Man 2, which wasn't Kevin Bacon. It was
not Kevin Bacon
person, but it's basically the same movie.
It was the Hollow Man. Can we move on, please? Can we move on, please? No, I want to pretend that didn't happen. Let's move. Let's keep going. Keep going.
Redo The Fly. I'm surprised they haven't redone that.
I hope not, because I really like the old one. I like the old one.
Which
one?
one?
Jeff Goldblum.
Okay. Did you ever see the sequel to that one? No.
Okay. I just like, where are you going with that storyline? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing?
It's very interesting. It's fun as far as viewing it, but story-wise, it's just kind of like, what the fuck? It's basically his son.
We like, whenever we have podcasts or we talk to certain people or certain things come up, Hannah and I go through our catalog and we just pull movies that we're like, okay, here's our little queue, and we never let it go over like 5 because then the stack looks really ugly and we know we're not going to get to them for a while. I still have A League of Their Own in there because after we talked to Amelia about her bombshell Batgirl or whatever,
You gotta
Batwoman.
get her back on. She said she wanted to come on again.
Fuck yeah, cool. But yeah, I
That can work properly.
yeah, no shit. I no, definitely want to watch A League of Their Own. Got Treasure Planet. What was the other one I was looking at? Shit. I lost it. I still do intend to go back and watch Thor 1 again. I fucking love that film.
Are you going to try and do Jumanji whatever
the next level?
the next level or whatever?
I really don't want to because
if you go into it as like just a stupid mindless action film,
yeah.
whatever.
But see, you
bad.
say that, and I did that with Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle for the most part because I remembered it kind of being like that.
They don't do any of the cutbacks to like the OG one in this
That
one.
might
They
help.
already have it in the first one.
Yeah, because that might help. Again, it's one of those things where I don't want to reward something for pissing me off.
Saw somebody say something about it, being like that they really like the movie because of Danny Glover and
Danny DeVito.
And I was like, they're barely in the fucking movie. You do realize that's The Rock pretending to be said character, and that's not Danny DeVito in a rock suit.
I am 50-50 on that because we could make the argument like, I mean, there are some characters that can do a lot with just like 7 minutes.
No, there totally are. I think Danny DeVito's character and his acting when he's actually on screen help sell the movie, the more somber parts of the film.
Yeah.
Because between him and Danny Glover's characters anyways, they're the only real somber part of the film that I felt was deep.
I have a feeling that they're going to have like a click moment and it's going to be very interesting and I'm probably going to cry. At the end. Like at the end. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if this is true or not. I got to remember I believe Anthony Hopkins won an Oscar for the shortest amount of screen time when him playing Hannibal. He was only in Silence of the Lambs for like 17 minutes, I think. Might even been like 14.
Total, it was probably somewhere, maybe if they had like cut scenes or some shit too.
Yeah, it was like 14 or 17 minutes of actual screen time, and he won a fucking Oscar for it. So I'm like, I can understand them, doing a lot with the time that they're given.
Dude, now I want to go back. I want to go back and rewatch all of the Silence of the Lambs films, like the Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, and I've
heard like the first season of the TV show is pretty good too. Yeah. I never watched it.
It was okay.
I couldn't be fucked. But there's some stinkers in that franchise. Woof.
In Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah.
Red Dragon was just a remake of another one that it was basically the Red Dragon story, but it wasn't called Red Dragon. And that came before Silence of the Lambs, which also had Hannibal Lecter in it. So I don't know how well Red Dragon holds up because I only watched it once in my life.
I didn't even remember it being good the first time I saw it, but could be.
Silence of the Lambs, I enjoy it. Fucking Hannibal Lecter and Buffalo Bill are both
they're just iconic.
Well, a lot of their story input came from Ed Gein, the serial killer.
Here we go.
Get out there.
Here we fucking go. Here we go.
Just like Psycho, a lot of the characters that we know in movies came from him. So, who also did not serve one day in prison, mind you, and got to live his life out until he died of cancer.
Get fucked. At least the universe sorted that shit out. Yeah, but that's just me. I'm just looking.
People, I promise I'm not crazy.
No, it's fine. It's all good. I like your hat, by the way. You're just fucking chilling yourself out. There's so much orange and black going on, man.
I know. Too bad I didn't have like an orange light right here.
I'm actually kind of pissed off because how'd you make that hat?
The hat is just the orange
Yeah.
and black hat. I picked it up for like $2, brand new at this like urban shop or whatever. I don't even know.
Fucking $2, fucking spender.
And then this is literally just a sticker.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of pissed off because I kind of want that hat to exist.
Right?
I kind of like it, but with actual something preferably a little more
I'm-
viable than the
I'm
sticker.
thinking of getting a patch made and having Nick sew the patch on.
That would be dope.
Yeah. Because
Oh, dude,
the lids, it's gonna cost a fortune.
if you could make patches happen, I'd be fucking down for that.
right. Well, you do know there are shirts for sale. I have to buy a couple more because I keep wearing.
Because then I could put them. Okay, so this is where. This is where I'm a bad person. Because I keep thinking about getting the T-shirt.
Uh-huh.
Because I should get it because it's our own fucking brand.
You
I
can wear it
don't.
for
I
shows.
don't. But I don't like. I don't want to look like you because that's just gauche. 2, I don't like shirts that have big graphics on it, like big flat graphics, because it feels weird. Because I'm
This
kind of
company,
fat and I
you
get
can't feel
chubby.
it. You
Oh,
can't
okay.
feel it at all.
Oh, well, in that case, that might change. But
Ick.
yeah, if I had a patch, like if I could go get a nice like polo or something, like a black polo, and put the patch on, that'd be pretty
Patch on.
dope. No, and this was another thing I was thinking before I got on the show, and I fucking hate the fact that this is coming up. I kind of want to kill myself.
Uh-oh.
I'm stuck with all the streams I've been doing lately,
Mhm.
and then now we're doing video on here. I'm
Which
starting to
I'm not
realize.
I'm not sure if we're gonna put this video out because it kept glitching out on me every so often. So
You
we'll see.
son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Don't you roll us back. I'm starting to realize the lack of variety that I have in my clothing line that I have at home, and I'm kind of pissed off at myself. I'm a bit of a cartoon character, I have realized. It's mostly just t-shirts
Yeah.
and a couple of polos. And when I wear the polos, I feel like an asshole.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing a button down because fuck that. Because I usually can't have the AC running because it's like right next to me. So it'll fuck everything up audio wise. And then, yeah. And then in like maybe 5 graphic tees that have the same saying on it. So it's obvious, like, well, yeah, I remember that one and I remember that one.
Laundry since last week? What the fuck?
Yeah. And it's fucking annoying because honestly, I work 5 days a week and we have a uniform. So I'm pretty much either just in my uniform and I wear that the rest of the day. I usually don't change out because why bother?
Right.
And then on my off days, it's pretty much, if it's not the winter time, it's pretty much shorts and a shirt and that's it. And
Well, remember on the back of this shirt too, it does say stuff.
the pop culture, music, movie,
TV podcast.
there you go. That's
And
not
Nikki has this design, same thing on the back and the front, but for like the tank tops that she wears
Yeah.
to the kickboxing gym.
nice.
So I'm trying to get
Nice.
some design a nice pair of tights, like leggings for her to
Yeah.
wear. So the logo's just right on her ass or something.
We put it
People will look.
just on one of the cheeks.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. Hannah, I would make Hannah get those. God, where would you put it if you put it on tights? I mean, you could always just put it like right
On the
here, like
side.
or no, put it like right in the crotch area,
Cootie.
right in the cootie cat.
The cootie cat. The cooters.
Fucking shout out to Danny on that one. Fucking brought that one up on Equilibrium the other night because we were talking about the downstairs area for ladies, and he goes, "Yeah, we used to call it cootie cat." I go, "You gotta be fucking shitting me right now." I got really mad. I was like, "You motherfucking chat! If we don't have cootie cat fucking trending on Twitter by the end of the night."
Wow.
It didn't, by the way, but it was really fucking funny.
Right.
But anyway.
Oh, enough of shilling ourselves.
But anyways, guys.
I do want to fucking make a shirt of like a cartoon version of me just saying anyways.
anyways, guys. Like an emote.
Yeah. I don't know what else. What there's just so much shit going on in the world that's like most of it's all cancel culture bullshit, and I'm over it.
Yep.
They're trying to they even tried bullshit with Kristen Bell.
Yeah, I know, right?
I saw that and I was like, wait, what? And one of my friends was like really going on about it. I was like, dude, Disney's still going to hire her for Frozen 3 and the
Yeah.
whole world can just get fucked because Disney ain't
Yeah.
gonna let that money go.
No way. Mm-mm.
So you better let it go.
If they
Go.
nice. I see what you did there. Well done. That was God, you're pun bearable.
Unbearable.
I mean, dude, if they're gonna bring back fucking James Gunn, they're bringing back. They don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. If you're on a franchise that big, they're bringing you back.
I mean, and not to mention her and Dak Shepard are like one of the power couples right now in Hollywood.
They totally considered they're like the golden goose of couples right now. Like they're Brad and Jennifer Aniston of our time, probably. Except Dak Shepard's probably not as big a name as fucking Brad Pitt. God, you got to remember Dak Shepard from Employee of the Month, right? And Punked and Zathura.
See, there you go. Right back.
Zathura did not do well though. Like that's a hidden gem. Like I remember not watching it because I was like, oh, fuck a Jumanji ripoff.
It had what? Dak Shepard and then
Kristen Stewart.
Kristen. Which reminds me, I got the Twilight movies to rewatch.
You fucking bitch. You're gonna paint your nails black and put some eyeliner on while you watch them too.
Oh, yes, and then I'll be like, oh, life.
And you're gonna be
even really mean.
You're gonna be shopping at Hot Topic, getting fucking Spencer's. That was mean. Take that back, John. Spencer's Gifts is cool.
Both of them, both Spencer's and Hot Topics, is just kind of lame now.
It's like it's literally just a pop culture gift shop with everything that's black. It's like the Nightmare Before Christmas store.
Right, Nightmare Before Christmas and Harley Quinn and Joker. There's
and Harry Potter. Don't forget Harry.
Yeah, I guess so, Harry Potter. But yeah,
it's literally just a nerd home, but like still pretends to be goth.
For Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally just pop culture store, but like with a goth vibe when you walk in. It's like if the people working there didn't have a bunch of piercings and like weird colored hair, you wouldn't even know. You'd just be like, "Oh, cool! Is this a gift shop?"
Like fake piercings, and they just like they're clip-ons or something.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, could you imagine? Do you think that? Yeah, see, it's like, do you think that's like part of the process? It's like they hire you. It's like, do you have any piercings? It's like, all right, well, here's your standard. Here's your standard clip-on. Make sure that nose ring's in. It's like the opposite of other stores. It's like, okay, well, make sure you dye your hair a certain color at least once a month.
No tattoos. Here's a sleeve.
Yep, here you go. Here's a fake tattoo cover. God damn it. That's funny. Do you have eyeliner? All right, well, here's a $5 gift card. Go to Claire's. That'd be fucking funny.
Right.
That's fucked up. That's mean. That's gothist.
I mean...
We're being emoist. Stop it.
I don't know. Spencer's is kind of along the same routes now. They have their sex toy areas just getting bigger and bigger.
I know, right?
And then they have like their what do they call them? Tobacco pipes or whatever in some of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were doing that now.
I think so.
I remember that. I know that they're like, good for like college. I call that place like the college party decoration store.
Yeah. I used to get some hats there, but it's just like
I don't like snapbacks. I like some. I love a lot of their hats, but every time I buy one, I get mad that I don't wear it because I don't like snapbacks. Like I bought the Arrow one and Flash one. I just love the designs, but now they're more of a fucking decoration than me actually wearing them. I prefer fitted.
I'm not sure why.
I
like snapbacks because like
because you have hair.
Yeah.
Because you have hair, you prick.
I'm gonna say if I grow my hair, then I can change the size. If I shave my head, I can change it. Whatever. I have a fitted Green Lantern hat, and I have to bend the bill like so much just for it to fit on my head because it's really loose unless I grow my hair out.
See, and I like doing that, and then it's like, but once I do that, then I can't wear my fucking glasses, which I mean, I never wear my glasses anyway on like camera and I try not to wear them in public and shit like that. I don't really care. I did. It was just because if I have to do shit, me being bald, also like my glasses just slip off my face, and then to make them tight enough to not fall off, it's like they don't feel comfortable. So I
Right.
just wear them at home.
I think this is our fuck you Spencer's hot topic.
It's like the fucking portion of the podcast. Like what? Hey, at least I wasn't shitting on Apple today. Like, you know, I decided to go after a different brand.
I mean, I am using an Apple computer and it just fucking nope. It's just not working.
I thought it was your internet though. Don't blame the computer for your shitty internet.
Popping up saying your internet connection is weak.
See?
But I'm just gonna blame that on the Mac can't keep up with my internet. How about that?
Yeah.
Fucking Mac.
I will say, you know, kind of fuck Apple. I'm still kind of pissed off. I'm having problems with Final Cut right now. Like my playback is choppy, and I think it's just because I have an old ass fucking computer.
Yeah.
God damn it! I want to just. They need to make a fucking iMac more upgradable. Like I fucking hate it. Like I should be able to change out shit a lot easier.
Right.
Because with
they
a
have
fucking
the tower version now, they have the tower for a Mac that you can just change out just like a normal PC.
yeah, it's
But I think a lot of it has to deal with you have to have Apple things that go in there. You can't just put like a random,
which is fucking
Ford or
horse shit because
Yeah.
their fucking brands of CPUs and shit are garbage compared to what you can get for
the same
For-
price. A
yeah,
fraction of the price.
it's fucking insane. And they're like way better. It's yeah.
Yeah. I built out a computer.
I'm using a Vio, I believe, for my for all my game capture shit. It's a laptop in the other room.
Yeah.
Only thing I don't like about it is that since it's a laptop, it runs a lot faster, so you can or it doesn't run I mean it works, but you can tell it's working difficult, like it's trying to keep up. So the fan is always on. So I have to keep it like over in the corner so it doesn't get picked up on the mic, and it's really fucking annoying, especially because like I use this Blue Yeti mic, and I like it because it has like 5 different settings. Like I can talk to it here or like have it pick up all around. Or for us, it's really good. I drop it in the middle,
Yeah.
and I can change it so you can
Hear both sides.
the voice it captures from both sides. Reason mostly why I bought this one versus just getting a secondary one like this, because when I record with Hannah, she's always quiet, like no matter what happens, and I'm like, fucking talk louder, please.
Fucking put the headset on there and make her talking directly into that mic.
Oh, dude, it fucking hurts my soul. I love her to death, but it's like because there's a lot of times like lately she's getting a lot funnier because we've been doing a lot of videos. I just don't get them edited because it takes a while, and then with my hard drive crashing, I lost like 3 different videos that I started. So that's awesome. But she's getting like way wittier and like, you know, learning that just like, don't think about it. Just fucking say shit. And if it's not funny, I'll just cut it out. Like you know, you have no idea how many jokes I cut out that weren't funny for me. So it's been nice. Yeah, I really like this one. I do want to figure out if I want to get another stand or if I want to get an arm that I can put this on and take this off, because usually we just put it on a tray in between us, and I'd prefer to have it like more like right in
Well,
front
don't
of
they
us,
have the rig set up for it so you can put it on the arms, like the stretch out arms and stuff?
I think so. I just can't. I'm fucking lazy, dude.
I just went to Guitar City the other day, and this is another fuck you story.
Oh God.
And I was looking at some of their stuff, and like the associates there just did not help at all. At least the guy that was supposed to be in that section, because I was trying to get a new mixer, a smaller mixer than what I have right now. And this is for anybody out there listening to get a mixer or something. If you want a mixer for podcasting, what I'm looking for is so I can do this in other rooms and not have to worry. I can actually fucking close a door and pop up a green screen, just go. And
Why don't you save a little more and just wait till you can get the one that has like channels and like you can do like soundboard shit with it too?
Yeah, well, that's what I have here already.
Oh,
But I don't want to have to disconnect this and then move it all around the fucking house.
Gotcha.
I just want a smaller version that's only like a 2 or 3 channel. Well, not. I think the smallest is like a 4 channel. Instead of this one I have is a 10 channel one.
Gotcha.
So and then the smaller version of this that I have is not USB out.
Oof. Yeah.
I was like, well, fuck. Yeah. They
The mixer I got's XLR too, and that fucks me a lot.
You can, I think you can go headphone. I could probably use the headphone out straight into the computer and go that route, but I can't control that then.
Yeah, and your quality's gonna dip anyway, and it's not really worth it. So
yeah,
meh.
So that's been my thing this past week. I've been searching for that and trying to get my internet to keep steady. I don't know what the fuck is going on, and it's pissing me off. But I mean, yeah. I mean, it worked just fine last night when I was streaming something.
That's what they all say.
Fuck off. As far
Well, like you said, having multiple systems running Wi-Fi. I mean, are you Etherneted in?
No.
You should do that.
Should be running my Ethernet in, because I ran the Cat 6 all over the house. So
yeah, we put the Ethernet cable into our Xbox S because that's the thing we primarily either stream on, play on, and things like that. And it's like, dude, it's fucking insane. It's absurd how much better it is.
Yeah.
So I would recommend it.
So that's another project for me to do because
do it.
Everything.
Hashtag do it.
Do it now.
But I guess that's everything for me. I don't know. How about you?
I don't have much because, like I said, I wasn't paying attention to anything this past week.
It's probably better anyway.
Anything that we can talk about anyway. So
yeah.
Anything
I want to talk about? How about that?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice. I'm glad I got to bitch about Jumanji a little bit.
This is a somber one, so I'm just gonna finish it out because this is very fucking boring right now. And trust me, people are listening. I understand we're very fucking boring,
especially right now. Especially after losing Chris, that dude's like a fucking train, like a bullet train.
Yeah.
That man is a showman. He can talk.
When he was here, I couldn't say much because my fucking mic was it wasn't working right. I don't know what was going on.
You suck, man. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but
it just wasn't going through.
Because it's honestly while we were talking, it's like we thought we hear you, but it was like, did you just do the thing? And then like luckily I kept staring at your ugly mug, so when I saw your face move, I was like, okay, I'll shut up for a second. We'll see what happens. Yeah. So what do you got, man? You got a quote for us today?
A quote from Alan Parrish.
Never heard of him.
From Jumanji.
Oh yeah, that
thing. Jumanji.
The OG.
Say this with a voiceover. A voice. Jumanji.
Nah, that's too gay. Lame.
Okay.
Lame.
Can we do it?
That's much better.
Jumanji, a game for those who seek to find a way to leave their world behind. You roll the dice to move your token, doubles gets another turn, and the first player to reach the end wins.
It sounds like propaganda. I don't support it. And yeah, go roll the dice, nerds. Later.
Nerds.
Oh yeah, later, nerds. I Yoda'd that shit. I went the other way.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble. And join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Don't forget to find Myke on all social platforms, including YouTube, by searching Myke Shrews, MYKESHREWS. You can find John on Instagram and YouTube via Bald Man Bad. Thanks and have a great day.